YouTube, this is VidHead85. Can we talk for a little while? So The Amazing Race is having a 33rd season, and I'm really excited about it, mostly because I have watched all of the seasons I've watched online. Usually I can binge watch them because they're coming out, they're already done, and now season 33 is out. I will have to wait week to week like every other person does. So it will be interesting to see who wins, who does well, who doesn't. And I am rooting for the police officers from Buffalo. Never thought I'd say something like that, but I wonder how far they'll go. My prediction is that they'll start off strong and they'll mess up around the middle of the race. Will that be, what is it? Will it unfold? Okay, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, 5 worst winners and 5 glad they didn't win. So in no particular order, 5 worst winners, season 11, Eric and Danielle. Eric and Danielle had different partners in season 9, and frankly, Eric was better with Jeremy. This team got yielded twice and never won a leg until their last one. He reminded me that he was still the same douchey frat boy he was in season 9. After all, season 11 was not that far off from season 9. Would you believe me if I told you that I really forgot that they were even in the race? And they won that season. That's saying a lot. Why the producers didn't invite BJ and Tyler back is a mystery. Number 5, glad they didn't, Jim and Misty. Rest in peace, Jim. Jim was a beast, but they lacked attention to detail, which would be their undoing. In leg 4 detour, parking space, or wedding cake, they had to make a parking space look exactly like a photograph. But after missing one little tiny detail, everybody who's watched The Amazing Race long enough knows that there's always that split screen, one tiny little detail, and they went for the more physical detour of the cake delivery. Another interesting point is that Jim never seemed to trust Misty, even though she was excellent in her own right. I felt that Jim would have been better suited for something very physical and a solo player. Number 4, worst winners, Will and James. I wonder, now this is a genuine question, I really wonder why the race haven't cast more masculine presenting male couples in the race. Maybe it's a lack of auditions, and or the producers might think that more feminine guys might give the audience better drama, and it's not as threatening, but it's a genuine question. Season 32. Season 32 was horrible, terrible, catastrophic, and disappointing coming off of season 31, which is the best season in recent memory. The Mind 5 alliance and the sub-alliance was horrible. I wanted to see people compete. I did not want to feel as if I was watching rich people collude to lowball a jeweler. Their season rightly got called out by fans and critics alike, and the engagement proposal, while historic, I kind of thought, that happened. Number 4, glad they didn't, Romber. Season 7 was great. Joyce and Uchenna won. Gretchen had 7 episode titles, and then there was Boston Rob. I despised the way he ran the race, sneaking and doing everything underhanded, and even took a cab when he was rightly accused of being called a liar by the people he took the cab from. He took a penalty and coerced 2 other teams to take the penalty to give him cushion. Smart move, and was a great villain of the season. That being said, he was damn good. I can't lie. He was a good racer, which made it much more satisfying when they came in second on season 7 and were eliminated in season 11 All-Stars. Amber stepped up on the deceit, and Charlotte and Myrna dissed Amber after she misdirected them at a clue box. They shouted "lying bitch" to her as they left the mail sorting roadblock ahead of them and beat them to the mat. The editing makes it look a little closer than it was, but it was at least between like 5 and 10 minutes. And the kicker is this. They had just won the previous 3 legs. Phil, after their 3rd win, told them to slow down. Well, last is pretty slow. Worst winner, number 3. Season 4, Chip and Riken. The only reason I remembered season 4 is because a gay couple won it. That's it. And they're largely forgettable. There's nothing I remember about them other than them being a gay couple. Maybe that was the hook for that season. Also, The only leg they won before the final was when they used the fast forward. So after seeing this season, I'm not surprised that it was on the way to getting canceled. Thank God for season 5. 3, glad they didn't. Brendan and Rachel, or Brenchel. Season 20, fast forward in India. It's always the head shaving one. Always. No, watch the show. Watch the show in India where there's a fast forward. I'd be hard pressed to find where there's a fast forward in India without the head shaving one. Anyway, yeah, that was in season 5 as well. I paid $500 for my extensions, and I need hair to be pretty, and Amazing Race is supposed to be fun. Rachel was too whiny for me. Yes, even whinier than Luke. I gave him a pass earlier, but yes, Luke was whiny too. But frankly, Brendan carried her Brendan carried her into the top 3. If you don't believe me, season 31. Number 2, worst winners, Brooke and Scott. I liked Brooke, but him winning with Brooke is the package. Guess I'll take them both. She really pissed me off. She was always yelling and screaming and melting down. I personally am surprised that she didn't end up as roadkill in Vietnam, because I just would have been like, oh, oncoming traffic, here you go. But I don't deal with that well, just screaming for no reason. You're just... Anyway, glad they didn't. Number 2, Justin and Diana. Overconfident, cocky, loud, and obnoxious, and cries. Justin and Diana. Now, they were one of the best teams to dominate that season, okay? And I would argue that they're one of the best teams to ever play. Team Green is what they were called. Team Texas and Team Alabama are the ones that I really enjoyed watching. But I felt that there were times when Diana was just along for the ride. Now, she did amazing on the wall tango challenge in Argentina and then the roadblock in Macau, China. However, a penalty they incurred almost ended their chances for top 3, but it expired a few minutes before the last team arrived. He was well prepared, strategy was on point, and the final task was his downfall. Also, the thing is, anything can happen in the Amazing Race. And while it's tough for a second place team to process their loss, I'm really looking forward to the Racers recap of season 27 that goes up to the finale. I think he's maybe up to episode 5 now. Worst winners, honorable mention, Cody and Jessica. I didn't like either of them. Jessica tried to make herself seem innocent and, didn't own the mess that she made on Amazing Race, but she could own up to it on Big Brother. Not sure why that is. And Cody has the personality of a pencil. I don't know much about him, even from the attic, and I really don't know if I would care to listen to his take on the race outside of that. I'm not really sure about that. But the number 1 worst winner is Freddie and Kendra. When she talked about ghetto Africa and this country is wretched and disgusting and they just keep breeding and breeding in this poverty, I just can't take it. She claims that she was talking about governments putting people in these situations, but upon arriving in Ethiopia, she also said, it's Ethiopia, it's going to be depressing and third world. We just went to a third world country. She believes that it was taken out of context. However, her white privileged attitude toward Africa wasn't. Glad they didn't win. Number 1. Haley and Blair. I don't talk about that season. If you watch The Amazing Race enough, you know what season it is. Blair is loud and Blair is quiet and Haley is loud. She lets you know what she's thinking, but she doesn't know how to deal with someone who doesn't talk a lot, I guess. Blair simply shut down and didn't listen to Haley, even when it came to directions when she was right, and only seemed to trust her when he had to, especially at that last roadblock. This is on the level of Brooke and Scott, except for Blair not even acknowledging her when she melts down. I'm sure that he was checked out by the end and couldn't wait to hit the final mat to be rid of her. Yes, I know I'm watching the TV edit, but I don't care to watch that season again. So what did you think of the list? Who are some you thought should have won their seasons or were glad they didn't? The Amazing Race Season 33, I will come back with a review of Episode 1. Thank you for talking. Thank you for letting me talk to you.